Excited about Airsoft? Hit the like button and comment to join other Airsofters in the conversation. What's up, Airsofters? It's high time we talk about one of the most requested videos of all time, and that's best beginner airsoft guns. In this video, we're talking about our top favorite airsoft guns. We couldn't limit the list to 10, because as we were writing it, we got a little overzealous. It turned out to be more like top 16 or so, which is a nice round number. Now, obviously, when choosing a beginning airsoft gun for a beginning player, there have to be some considerations. And so we've tried to think about all of our recommendations in this video from the point of view of a beginning airsofter. Whether that means that you have a limited budget or a limited knowledge base to base your choices on, and then choosing things that would last a long time and be able to grow with you as a player. So what are some of the things that help you determine a best beginning airsoft gun for you? Well, first, you want to start with what are you interested in using? Whether it be a rifle, a pistol, a squad automatic weapon, something like a sniper rifle. Making that determination really narrows down your choices and helps you make a good decision. From there, you want to look at kind of what you like the look of. What looks cool? Are there any specific models that you're drawn to? AKs, M4s, something a little off the beaten path, SMG or PCC? And then finally, once you know kind of what you'd like to do and what you like the looks of, oftentimes that's when budget comes into consideration. You might think that determining a budget before you go into a store is an easy thing to do, but without any sort of base of knowledge of what things cost and then what you're looking for, picking a budget once you find something you like the looks of can really help you find exactly what will work for you as a beginning airsofter. Now, because we're all beginners here, we're gonna assume that you have a pretty modest budget of under $300 for your main platform. Now, that's ignoring the fact that you should also get things like a mask and lower face protection or gloves or any outfits you wanna wear while playing airsoft. We've decided on a budget of no more than $300 just for the primary implement you'll be using in airsoft to play. With all that information out of the way, let's get right into the recommendations, starting with our first category, which is arguably one of the most diverse and most popular in airsoft, the M4 series. Starting things off, we've got this beauty right here. This is the Specna Arms Rock River Arms licensed Core Edge AEG series. There are a couple different models in this series, and I want to make a note here. While this is my first recommendation, this isn't necessarily any better or worse than anything else in this category. We've kind of organized things in an ascending price scale. So this is the most affordable beginner recommendation that we loved in our M4 category. Starting off, this Specna Arms has a polymer body. It's good for lightweight, they're reasonably durable, and because it's a classic M4, you really can accessorize them to your heart's content. I particularly like M-LOK furniture. I think it's a great way to attach accessories without adding a whole lot of bulk or weight, and you're not dealing with Picatinny. Although, if you're looking for something more classic, this entire line from Rock River Arms or Specna Arms has a lot of options for you. The key takeaways here is it has a Gate XASR MOSFET in it, which is quickly becoming the standard in airsoft. MOSFETs, I mean, not specifically the Gate XASR, but it's a great thing to get you started, and it has a quick change spring, so depending on where you play, if you need to change your FPS, it'll allow you to do that without having to break the whole thing down. It also has a rotary style hop-up and a 6.03 Type 4 inner barrel right out of the box. Oh, and an extra spring, so you can change your FPS. The Specna Arms Rock River Arms Core Edge AEG, specifically this one, comes in at a cool price of $135, which gives you plenty of room for the rest of your airsoft loadout. Next up on our list of great beginner M4s is one of the most popular AEGs of all time. In fact, it's an AEG that most beginning airsofters start out with, and if that, and the fact that it's constantly sold out isn't an indicator of it being an excellent beginner platform, I don't know what is. And that is the GNG CM16 Raider series. GNG was one of the first ones to come out with an entry-level polymer AEG that really brought affordability and performance to the masses. And this gun is still popular today for these reasons because it has developed such a reputation for its reliability and performance and lightweight. Now, one of my favorites in the Raider lineup is the Raider 2.0. features updated styling, a billet style receiver, and of course an M-LOK rail. If M-LOK isn't your thing, no big deal. They of course have Picatinny rails as well. There are also options, I think, with key mod, but I would stick to either Picatinny or go with something that's a little bit more universal like M-LOK. But again, that's all going to be dictated by your preferences once you get more familiar with the game. The CM16 Raider 2.0 is just a little bit more expensive than the Specna Arms, coming in just under $200 at $196 on our website at the time of this filming. Next up on our list is the Matrix Calico Jack Polymer AEG with an M-LOK rail and MOSFET. Now this also features a more modern billet style polymer body like the CM16 Raider 2, as well as an M-LOK handguard. Again, I'm noticing a pattern here. I'm really just recommending M-LOK stuff. But again, you've got tons of options when it comes to these. There are several varieties of the Calico Jack to suit your preferences, what you like the look of, and so on and so forth. Importantly, this has a MOSFET, the Falcon version 2 gearbox with a quick change spring, 8mm bearings, which are going to reduce wear and tear on the gearbox, so it's going to give you freer rotation, more reliability, as well as a rotary style hop-up. I particularly like the ergonomics of the Calico Jack series. The polymer body is lightweight and durable, and it has functioning ambidextrous controls, which I really like. If you're looking for an M4 that really just clears the $200 budget at $215, you can't go wrong with the Calico Jack series. They perform well, they're comfortable to use, and they look awesome. Fourth on our list is the SMA Platinum M4 QBS. So a couple things here. This is right near the top of our kind of our starting budget. This comes in at $284, but for that $284, you get a full metal body with SEMA's QBS system, which is arguably one of the most convenient quick change spring systems on the market. Rather than having to split the body and then go into the gearbox to release the spring guide to remove a quick change spring, this one is done entirely externally by removing the stock. You don't need to break this open. And for a beginner, the ease of which that you can change between indoor and outdoor airsoft by changing the springs without having to break anything down is hugely useful. And the SEMA QBS system is a great way to do that. Again, sorry if you guys love key mod and Picatinny. I've recommended yet another M-LOK handguard, but I absolutely love the simplicity and the lightweight features that M-LOK rails give you. This one also gives you QD sling mount points on both the stock and the handguard, so if you wanted to run a sling or experiment with that playstyle, you can as well. And most importantly, the 8mm version 2 SEMA gearbox is extremely robust and reliable. SEMAs have a reputation for long-standing reliability and performance, and their Platinum line features all of their best tech at an affordable price. Excellent recommendation. And that does it for M4s. Let's move on to something a little different. First up on our non-M4s something else category is this beauty right here. This is a JG T3K1. First things first, I mean, it's a G3. And who doesn't want a G3? They're awesome looking. It's got an extremely robust gearbox and can take a variety of upgrades when you're ready. And thanks to the integrated bipod legs at the front that collapse into the handguard, this is the perfect platform for someone looking to explore a DMR role, something with a longer barrel, something with further engagement distances, while still allowing you to do semi and full auto with a plethora of aftermarket accessories available for them. This features a polymer upper and lower receiver, so it's still lightweight, and thanks to its $159 price tag at the time of this filming, it's a lot of bang for not very much buck. Number 2 on our list of non-M4s is perfect for one of Hans Gruber's henchmen. On second thought, if you're a beginning airsofter, you may be young and not know who Hans Gruber is. Ask your parents about what happened on Christmas at Nakatomi Plaza. Now again, I've chosen something really classic here. The AUG is nostalgic for all of us that played Counter-Strike back in the day and loved rocking the bullpup. The Airsoft AEG is no slouch either, thanks to its comfortable ergonomics and reliable version 3 gearbox. There are different AUGs available, swapping out the integrated scope for a pick rail so you can add an optic of your choice. But I would say that this is the most classic kind of silhouette if that's what you're looking for. The bullpup ergonomics make reloading a little bit different from an M4, but it's still very comfortable and easy to do. The two-stage sliding trigger is easy to operate and the safety is easy to get to. And because of its design, the version 3 gearbox can be easily accessed through the stock, meaning you don't have to split the body or take a whole bunch of body pins out to get to it for maintenance and upgrades. The GNG AUG military with integrated scope comes in at a cool $189 on our website right now, at the time of this filming. Number 3 on our list is one of the most popular staples in Airsoft aside from the M4, and that's an AK, specifically a SMA Standard stamped AK-105. Don't worry, AK bros, I haven't forgotten about you. The AK-105 is one of the most used AK platforms in Airsoft, and the SMA version of the AK is extremely robust, very reliable. What I like about this AK is that it's a classic AK silhouette, but it has a shorter barrel, so it's great for both CQB and capable of longer outdoor distances. It has a stamped steel body, more modern nylon furniture. Of course, there are wood furniture ones if you're looking for something a little bit more nostalgic, a little bit more classic. Personally, I like the nylon furniture. And of course, it features SEMA's venerable version 3 gearbox, making this a solid choice for beginners. They're very easily upgraded. They're super duper reliable. I know of people that still run these after 10 years and haven't needed to change a thing. It's great for beginners and experienced airsofters alike. Plus, it's sub $200. This comes in at $194 on our website at the time of this filming. Our next category of best beginner airsoft guns is one of the most popular categories currently in Airsoft. It's a widely growing segment. Now, that's not to say that it hasn't been popular in the past, but more and more companies are offering pistol caliber versions of very popular platforms. And that's the SMG, PCC, PDW category. Starting off the list is one of my favorites, and that's the MP5. It's been around forever, it looks awesome, and in particular, I think the SD6 is one of the coolest ones available. This is the H&K Competition MP5 SD6 from Elite Force Umarex. It's right about $186 on our website right now, and personally, besides them being the coolest thing since SMG sliced bread, the competition line gives you a great way to get into an MP5, but without breaking the bank and still keeping things lightweight while being pretty universal in terms of parts for upgrades and maintenance. The competition line from Umarex is the only way to get an SD6 currently, which again is arguably one of the coolest MP5s available. Version 2 gearbox, accessing things is pretty easy. It's a couple body pins and then you can remove the lower to gain access to the gearbox. It's got a really cool J stock if you like that retractable stock. So if you want to rock one of the coolest SMGs of all time, the MP5 is a great place to start, and the SD6 comes in at $186 on our website right when we're filming this. Our next recommendation in the PCC, SMG, PDW category is, I think, one of the coolest combinations of different styles of SMG, and that's the King Arms PW9 Aeg. The PW9 is one of the most popular PCCs available today, and so they're constantly out of stock as well. So this is what it looks like. I love the King Arms PW9 because it's basically an MP5 that's been modernized with some additional features. So you've got MP5 magazines, size, and maneuverability, but with M4 controls and the ability to mount accessories, something that the MP5 has trouble with, despite its really cool points. One other huge advantage of the PW9 is that it has an inline MOSFET, an 8mm ball bearing gearbox, and a quick change spring. It's also fully compatible with most version 2 gearbox upgrades. So you've got something that's compact, easily wieldable, great for CQB fields with a ton of parts compatibility, the ability to mount accessories, and some really cool looks. Not to mention, very, very compact MP5 magazines, of which you can store dozens on you in the same amount of space that an M4 or an AK magazine might take up. Right now on our website, the King Arms PW9 Aeg comes in at a cool $215. Third in this category here is, again, one of the most extremely popular options for SMG, PDW, PCCs in the airsoft market, and that's bringing us back once again to GNG's CM16 lineup. Like I said earlier, a lot of airsoft brands are making PCC versions of some of their most popular M4 and other platforms, but obviously with the pistol caliber kind of style magazines, and the CM16 ARP9 is an excellent example of that. The ARP9 is a well-regarded AEG in the indoor CQB and fast-paced airsoft communities thanks to its lightweight, affordable, and upgradable platform. It's got an ETU for a super snappy trigger, as well as a MOSFET that allows for 3-round burst, which is a pretty unique feature for guns right out of the box in this price range. It's really cool looking. There are a bunch of different colors available and different accessory options, both from GNG and aftermarket. And of course, you've got, that parts compatibility with other platforms. It's mostly version 2 compatible, aside from the slight differences. But if you're looking for a gun that's going to function really, really well in indoor fields, as well as giving you a ton of options for upgrading and customizing, the ARP9 is an excellent choice at $248 on our website right now. Now, not everybody wants to start out with a rifle in airsoft. Well, don't worry, there's still plenty of options and great choices in the rest of the available options in airsoft, starting with pistols. Now, pistols are a huge category, just like AEGs, and there are dozens and dozens and dozens of options to choose from. So we've tried to narrow it down to 3 kind of most popular styles to choose, and that'll help you kind of narrow down where to go. Now, of course, if something looks cool to you, you should absolutely consider it. But these are 3 of our favorites based on their popularity and functionality, starting with the Elite Force 1911 Tactical CO2 powered pistol. Now, this is a pretty ubiquitous silhouette in airsoft. The 1911 has been around for a long, long time, but this CO2 variant is a lot more popular when you don't have access to green gas, or if you play in an environment where you don't want to deal with the fluctuations that green gas can have. CO2 tends to be a lot more reliable in a wider variety of temperatures. And this is the choice by many, many airsofters looking for a CO2 powered pistol. It's reliable, realistically weighted, and has a phenomenal recoil response. And it's great if you want to run around the field yelling, "2 World Wars!" The Elite Force 1911 Tactical CO2 comes in at a cool $124 on our website right now, in a variety of colors. Next up on our list, and slightly more expensive than the Elite Force 1911, is the AW Custom Ace Competitor High Kappa. Now, you're going to be hearing the name High Kappa a lot when you get into gas blowback pistols for airsoft, and that's because it's one of the most popular platforms in airsoft. In fact, I think it is the single most popular platform. There are the most variety of products produced that look like High Kappas, function like High Kappas, and use High Kappa based parts. In essence, it is a 1911 that has been double stacked, turning it into a 2011. That double stack gives you a wider magazine with larger gas capacity and more round storage. It's reliable, comfortable, has great gas and ammo capacity, and this sight tracker model has a cut out of the slide, putting more of the weight on the barrel, or the outer barrel, keeping the weight off of the slide, giving you quicker, snappier shots. The AW Custom Ace Competitor High Kappa comes in at $169. But if you like the idea of a High Kappa and you don't like this particular style, not only does AW Custom make a ton of High Kappa variants, but Tokyo Marui, KJW, WeTech, just about everybody in the scene makes a High Kappa variant, and you can find one to your budget and your style at just about any price point. And my third choice for best beginner airsoft pistols is the Elite Force Glock 17 Gen 5. Now, I could hear all of you screaming, "What about the Airsoft Glock? The Elite Force Glock? It's been around for Glock!" Okay, that's enough. I got it. Worry not. It's right here. And this is an excellent choice if you're looking for an airsoft Glock. They're comfortable, easy to use and maintain, and have a healthy and growing aftermarket parts catalog. There are several different versions of Glocks available from Elite Force. This is the Gen 5, there are also Gen 4s and 3s available, as well as Glock 19s, 19Xs, 34s. All of them basically come in different lengths, colors, grip options, and finding the one that both fits your hand best as well as fits your style and look is really going to be a decision for you. And the Elite Force Glock 17 Gen 5 comes in at a very nice price point of $179, green gas powered. So we've gone over M4s, non-M4s, PCCs, pistols. It seems like we're getting smaller, but I feel like we're forgetting one of the most important categories in airsoft, and that's everything else. Let's look at some excellent options for non-standard rifles that are quite popular and will change your game permanently. Our final category in Best Beginner Airsoft Guns features shotguns, snipers, and squad automatic weapons. Kind of the everything else category. Now this is the SMA Standard M870 shotgun. Now, I believe that everybody, new and experienced, should have a spring-powered shotty. I don't care who you are, you should have one. They're so much fun, and for under $60, they make a really nice change of pace from the standard playstyle at most fields. Plus, they double as a great loner platform to get a friend into the game with you. This baby fires 3 rounds with every trigger pull and is fully compatible with the industry standard TM compatible shotgun shells. Now, whether you want it to be your first airsoft gun or your 10th, something like a SMA M870 tri-shot spring-powered shotgun at a cool $58 is an excellent choice, and it's something you're gonna fall back on and play with as kind of a really fun airsofting experience that's different from the norm time and time again. You definitely want to check one of these out. My next recommendation on the list is our first sniper, if you don't count the DMR G3 from earlier. Again, there are a ton of different options in every category here. Just as I talked about a spring-powered shotgun, there are dozens of spring-powered shotgun options. Just as well, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of airsoft sniper rifle options. But I find the best place to start is with a system that's simple and extremely popular. The VSR-10 system has a huge upgrades market. So as you progress with your sniping skills, you can easily soup up your sniper as you need. The out-of-the-box performance, the accuracy, and the trigger are some of the best features on this system for under $200. Ask any sniper in airsoft, and at some point in their airsofting journey, they've considered, if not owned, a VSR-10. These are very accurate, very reliable systems that you definitely need to check out, and for $125, they won't break the bank. And finally, last but not least, we've got the squad automatic weapon, our final recommendation in our other category, but also our final recommendation on our best beginner airsoft guns video. This is the Cybergun FN licensed M249 featherweight. It's for those of you that prefer accuracy by volume as opposed to a sniper rifle. And the M249 featherweight is the best option for an airsofter squad automatic weapon thanks to its sub $300 price tag at $245 and its lightweight polymer body and extremely upgrade friendly version 2 gearbox. This segment is another segment in airsoft where you have dozens of options, and all of those choices can get a little confusing. The best place that I find to start for a beginning airsofter who doesn't know if this is the type of platform they want to stick with is, one, not spending a whole lot of money, again, sub $300, but also getting something that's not too heavy so you don't get fatigued and you don't find yourself leaving this at home to go play airsoft with something else. It's lightweight enough that you're going to want to run it for hours on end without getting tired. You've got a lot of upgrade potential here. It's not terribly expensive. Now, to keep the price down, it is M4 magazine compatible out of the box, but there are box magazines and drum magazines available. As you expand your playstyle, you find yourself supporting more players on the field, and you need more volume of fire between games. It's an excellent option. I think you're gonna love it if squad automatic weapons are your deal. Or if you don't know, you should definitely stop by your local airsoft shop and try one out, because they're a lot of fun. In fact, I want to make that recommendation for all of our recommended products in this video. If you are having trouble deciding, going to your local airsoft store is an excellent way to get something in your hand, to feel it, to see if you like the weight, if you like how it feels, if you like the look of it up close instead of looking at a picture. And if you don't have a local airsoft shop, there's always Evike.com. All of these products in this video can be found right here at Evike.com on our website. Once again, thanks for watching, and if you have a recommendation that maybe I didn't touch on, if you want to share your experiences with one of the things that I did recommend, or if you have some recommendations of your own, put those in the comments section. I'm sure beginning airsofters would love to read your input. And as always, play safe, or whatever closing it you usually use. Bye. Don't miss out on the action. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, check out our TikTok, and join us on Facebook for everything airsoft. It's got an ETU for Super Snapper. It's got an ETU for oh man.